What's going on, sir? Welcome
How
to the
you do?
Roller Take Podcast.
How you doing, Manager Marty? My issue
I'm
with
doing
you,
great, sir.
my issue
Huh?
with you, my issue with you
You got
is
it.
not. You hear me?
You you got an issue with me, brother. What I do to you, man?
But it's not what you do to me.
Okay.
It's I'm explaining I don't have a problem with you being a Spence fan or supporter or however you categorize it. But the way in which you push the narrative about the snack program is unfair to Bud. And I'm gonna tell
What?
you, it's very unfair because of when you started pushing that narrative, a lot of people started accusing the man of something that he may very well have not done. And a lot of people don't know anything about Victor Conti. I've been a person who, not to just tell my whole life, but I've been incarcerated for a long period of time for something I did. And I try to redeem myself. And when I see other, and I've been with men who were basically accused of things that they didn't do. The way you presented the argument about the snack program, it led a lot of people to just use that as they must be a bunch of trolls to accuse the man of steroid use. And I think
Yeah,
that was just totally unfair.
I got you. I respect your perspective. Let me say this though. You're basically acknowledging, and I think people are starting to dub me as a trendsetter. So you're basically saying when I start talking about the snack program, most people started to talk about it too, and even go further by saying he was juicing. I kind of started a trend on YouTube behind that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, unequivocally. You know,
Okay.
yeah, it was the way you presented the narrative. I assume that you know, but I think also it was something easy for a lot of haters. They wanted something to latch on to, but you did present it in a way that was a little persuasive. But it's like these people don't have any idea about who Victor Conte is, what he been through. Most of them don't know. They only know one part of his story, and that's why I mentioned the redemption part because I did something wrong. I had to pay for it, and I paid for it dearly. But I've came home, lived my life a whole totally different way, and basically trying to redeem myself. And that's basically Victor Conte's story. And that's the
Yeah.
part that nobody talks about. They don't talk about the redemption. When it comes to Bud Crawford, all they talk about is the negative part, which is why I say it's so unfair to him. As a fighter, anybody can like who they want to like. I
Mhm.
like Spence. Even though I've been a Bud supporter, I like Spence. But the way people have treated Bud has made me not like, I guess, a lot of the people who support Spence. So sometimes I've said things about Spence that, I wouldn't normally say because I respect him as a warrior, as a boxer, and I think
Mhm.
he's a generally a good person from what I've seen of him. But to accuse a man of using steroids and especially in a sport with his livelihood, it just turns people, it gives people something really, really negative to say about him. That's a cheat. And I wouldn't support a cheater. Did I lose you? Manager Marty?
Right. I heard everything you said. I
Okay.
know we
I'm
had
sorry.
we had some technical
Yeah.
malfunctions, or whatever. All right. So here's my response to that. I also can attest and agree with you about redemption. Okay. I'm sure that if there's a law enforcement agent or agency watching this channel, they would also agree that my name is circulating in the penal system as well in my past. All I'm saying is I agree with redemption. I agree with coming back, overcoming adversity, and doing something more productive in society after someone serves time in prison or time in the penal system through parole, probation, etc. I don't think that people knew too much about Victor Conti as well, but what gave it all away about his story that people did not know and started finding out was when the Netflix documentary came out. when that Netflix documentary came out, the Netflix documentary came out on August the 18th. That's when it premiered. I've been talking
Right.
about, the snack program being associated with Terence Crawford 3 days after this fight. And so because of that, I have to agree with you too that people did start listening to some of the things that I said and they were thinking. But the things that I said were my observations and it was based on facts. And what I mean by based on facts is I have tried to tell Terence Crawford fans time and time again that Terence Crawford was a part of the snack program and they kept giving me the bunk theories by saying he's not a part of the program. All he's doing is endorsing it by just wearing the logo on his boxing trunks. Then I had to come out and respond by showing a picture of Terence Crawford with his hand wraps on, sweat coming down his arms, standing in but basically sitting in the picture next to Victor Conti, who was also sitting next to Devin Haney while he was working out in the gym in
Right.
California at Victor Conti's gym.
With the
And then
ski,
people
with the mask, the
that's
oxygen mask.
correct. That is correct. And then people came back. Crawford fans came back and said, "Oh man, he's just working out. You've never seen him take any supplements. He's not on a program. Blah 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 blah." And then guess what happened? Joe Rogan interviews Terence Crawford and substantiate the things that I've been saying for almost actually a month. And he asked Terence Crawford himself, and I played the replay of it here. He said, "Bud, Victor Conti's with, he owns Snack
Right.
and everything. Are you with the snack program thing?" That's what he asked him. Terence Crawford did not say he was an endorser of the
Of the snack program.
program or the supplements. Right. He said, "Yes, I'm on the program." He's
But one thing.
working out. He's he's on the
But
he's on the
most people who
program.
work out take supplements, man.
Hmm?
But most people who work out take supplements. Anybody who works out, most people who work out take supplements.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just be assuming if I agree with you. I'm not.
Most
They
people who
probably
work
do.
out,
Right, but
most
see,
people who
here's
work
the
out take
issue.
supplements. You go to any gym
No problem.
in
Here's the
America.
thing though. Right, but here's the difference though. Everybody that works out takes supplements except for Terence Crawford. See, the thing is, he's taking supplements like all other people, but the difference is he's aligned himself with Victor Conti. You see, the thing is, I'm not really making people suspicious. I mean, let's keep it 100. Victor Conti himself said in an interview, and I can pull it right up, where he says everybody should be suspicious of me. This was about 8 years ago. And the thing
Yeah.
about right, but the thing about it is people are starting to be suspicious because not just because Terence Crawford's taking supplements now, it's because he's aligned himself with a guy who has a history as a Victor Conti. That's why people are trying to put two and two together based on the history of Victor Conti. It's the level of suspicion
But one
that
thing,
that surrounds Victor Conti.
but that's my point. If people know who Victor Conti is today, that's why I talk about the redemption, who he is today, as opposed to who he was with Marion Jones, Barry Bonds. That was a different time. Today, he is against people using. He even worked with the government about this. So you know that now he is for the people using safe supplements, not cheating, not, so this is the difference. And that's what I'm saying, like, and the way when you present an argument to people and you leave all of the new things out, all of the redemption part out, all you have people believe is the suspected part, when he is one of the people who has been one of the biggest advocates of clean sport and boxing. He is one of the biggest advocates of that now.
Now I had a question on that, but let's keep it 100. And I got a question on that. Is that really Manager Marty's doing, or is that Terence Crawford deciding to go over there and hang with that guy?
What? But he's not the only athlete who has
I know,
done
but
that.
I know, but you're not
Manager Marty,
representing. Oh, Anthony,
you're
but you're
smart.
not Anthony.
You're smart, and it's the way you presented that argument that was persuasively to make people start using that narrative.
Anthony, you're not on here representing the other fighters on the snack program, so that's why we talk about Crawford.
Well,
He aligned himself with that guy, not me. I didn't tell Crawford to go over there. You
but
see what Crawford, hey, Anthony, you see what Crawford listen to me. Deals get done when he listen to me.
Joe,
I
here
never
you
told the
go.
man go
Here
over
you
there.
go. Here you go.
I didn't
No,
tell that man to
but
go over the snack program.
it's nothing wrong with going on a snack program. It's
I
nothing
agree
wrong
with
with
you.
that.
I agree with you, Anthony. It works. It
Every
works.
I'm all professional athletes. Anytime I used to work out a lot, I've kind of fell off, but I use supplements when I worked out. Long as you don't use, and as a professional athlete, long as you don't use certain types of supplements, we know like testosterone, human growth hormones, those type of supplements which are different. That's cheating. But other natural supplements that are within the limits, that is nothing wrong with that.
I agree with you, Anthony. I've been saying the same thing you saying. The
Yeah,
snack.
but you said it after, kind of in a very mockingly way. You do it in a mockingly way, and you've done it after you already set the stage, Marty. You already
The
set the
snack,
stage.
Anthony. The snack program works. All of us agree to that, and
But
we
that's not,
also can. Huh? It
but the
works
way,
though, right?
but yeah, it works. But the way y'all try to say it works is as if it's working like a steroid's working, and that's not fair.
All
It's
right.
not
Let me be
fair.
more clearer. All
It's
right. Let
not
me be
fair.
more clearer. All right. I got you. I'm going to be fair right now. I'm going to be fair right now, Anthony. The snack program works. And the reason why we know it works is because it enhanced Terence Crawford's performance in the
Yeah.
last 3 fights, including
Enhance,
with Spence. Including with Spence, brother. That's
enhance.
all we got to agree to.
See how you use the word enhance, because see, anybody who works out with supplements properly and sticks to their workout regimen, it should enhance the way you perform.
So
It
what's the
should.
problem? Why
The
is it a
problem is,
crime when I say it, Anthony?
no, is the problem is when you lead it to speculate that it is steroid use or some other type of illegal substance. And you notice, Manager Marty,
I never said that, though. You
you let
said that.
no, I didn't say you said it. I'm saying you led the narrative. You left it out there. You brought up the possible PED use. You used Victor Conte's past instead of his present to push the narrative. And you did a good job. You did a good job. It's probably
No,
good for
sir.
content. It's probably good for content, but I think it's unfair to
No.
him. It's unfair to the man to be accused of doing something that he isn't doing. And indirectly, you are the direct result of the PED accusation. And these accusations aren't even by main media. It's only really the YouTube world, the Errol Spence fans, and I don't want to call them that name, but the diehard diehard Errol Spence fans. They are the ones who are doing this, and it's just bad. Even if you don't like them, it's all right not to like a man, but to just put something on them. That's not you. I'm not saying you put it on them, but I'm just saying the fans to actually put that on a person. And when you got people who have actually got pop dirty, we have people who actually pop dirty, and they don't even
Can you
talk
blame
about
him?
them.
But hold
Hmm?
up. But hold up. I want to correct you, and then I want to give you some information. You said that I am using Victor Conti's past, but I'm not though. Let me show you how people hear what they want to hear. I've used not Victor Conti's past, I've used his present. Let me tell you how. Look on your screen right now. What you see is the present. This is an advertisement that I got directly off of Snack
Right,
System, their IG Instagram
right.
page. It
I
says
agree
that
with
Snack
everything.
offers products that improve your level of fitness, help you lose fat, build muscle, and enhance performance. It
I
says
agree.
it on your screen.
I
So
agree with
I
all of
use
them.
right. So I use that as the foundation to show the people that Terence Crawford is with the snack program. It works and it benefited him in the last 3 fights he's been with him. I don't see what the problem is if you agreeing with me.
The only problem is when you make it seem like it's steroid use. That's the only problem.
I
I
you
don't have
just
a
you
problem.
just Anthony, you just said I never used the words illegal or steroids. You said that I didn't
What I
use it.
said was you never actually accused him of the use, but you
So
have
what's the problem then?